And welcome back to another episode of the Menace Report, Fantasy Prediction Show, hosted by yours truly, Menace to Fantasy. Let's go. And welcome back to another episode of the Menace Report, Fantasy Prediction Show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold up. Welcome back. You know I had to do it, folks. Gotta keep the tradition. Welcome back. Good Tuesday afternoon. It's your boy Menace coming in with the first video of the week. I told you I'm coming with two, so here's the first one. Now, before I get into this video, excuse my language, messing up a little bit. I got a couple updates with the real NFL, not the fantasy stuff. Some NFL updates that gonna affect how some people might draft and how people rank certain players. So, the first one, not that major, but still, because I spoke about this man in my running back handcuff episode. Kyle Mongai, Bears running back, the 1B right now, has hyperextended his knee. They didn't really give a time how long he's going to be out, but my personal rankings, I bumped up Swift a little bit. Next one, Emeka Ibuka. It's got turf toe. Now, you know with that turf toe, that stuff can linger for a long time. But they say he's day-to-day right now. So he'll be fine. You basically got a whole month before we start rocking with some real football. So he will be fine, Emeka Ibuka. Moving on to them Jets. Brees Hall has a groin injury. Now, he's not the only one. There's been a lot of people coming down with them groins. Day to day, nothing that serious. Here we go. The first serious injury. Jordan Tyson, the rookie wide receiver drafted by the New Orleans Saints, hurt his hamstring. They say that boy's going to be out for 2 months. He really messed that hamstring up. Now, Ice, I saw what you said in the chat. I never take credit for that. Squad came up with it. That's why I put it in parentheses. That joker is faster than his hamstring. That's a hilarious line. And it's true. Hamstring injury, 2 months, and he has an injury history big time in college, or he would have got drafted a little bit earlier. All right? Now, the last update I got before I go into this fantasy stuff. The Indianapolis Colts have signed Keenan Allen. When I heard this news, the first thing I said, oh man, there goes my late round wide receiver, Josh Downs. Okay? Y'all might be like, oh, it's not Alec Pierce. Keenan Allen is older. That's not his game. Okay? Pierce, I know, hasn't been playing, but that's not his game. Remember, Daniel Jones coming back from a serious injury. Keenan Allen does the intermediate routes. He knows how to get open. Get the ball out your hand, get it to Keenan. So, the signing of Keenan Allen, to me, I got to bump down Josh Downs in my rankings. And how I can justify that. 2 years ago, Keenan Allen with the Chicago. DJ Moore was horrible up there. Last year, Keenan went back and reunited with his Chargers. I was hoping that he retired the Chargers, but he didn't. He killed the value of Ladd McConkey. Okay, Keenan did that. Ladd had a bladed year last year. So, he's coming in. It's bad news for Josh Downs. I'm not worried about Tyler Warren. I'm not worried about Alec Pierce. I'm worried about Josh Downs. Okay, with this signing. All right. Now, let's transition over to Drink beers. Don't shed tears. Fantasy League updates. Number one, folks, in the majority of the league, as you see, have already provided us their keeper. We have 4 GMs still holding out, which they're able to, okay? The deadline is Sunday, August 23rd. The keepers are due, all right? No exemptions. I need those keepers due. You 4 know who you are, and I'll be coming for you. So the next update, talking about keepers. Folks, GMs can change their keepers all the way up to the deadline. After the deadline passes, you cannot change the keepers. Now I'm saying that because recently we had 2 GMs change their keepers. Black Cat changed his keeper from Emeka Ibuka to Rashid Rice. I like that. I like Emeka Ibuka too, but I like Rice, especially how late he's getting them. And myself, Menace, I changed from Jackson Dart to Tyler Warren. Now, the reason behind that, as I said in my last video, this past weekend was my anniversary weekend. I was out of town. I got back Sunday afternoon. I flip on some sports, and what did I see? I see this guy coming through and blasting Jackson Dart. And there he goes off to the tent, I see. Now, you know from last season, Jackson Dart spent a lot of time in that tent. That's just the way he plays. And he's going to have to correct that a little bit, or he's going to spend some more time in that tent. All right? So I was like, I cannot have one of my quarterbacks dealing with that issue. So I had to make a pivot. Ryan Clark. I had to pivot. And that was my pivot before it's too late. I was like, I like Jackson Dart. But I said, I don't know if I'm ready to deal with that. Those going to the blue tech. All right? So, the last beer update, folks. We are almost there. Saturday, August 29th, the Bears live draft will be going down. Okay? 4 p.m. in Maryland at Fatty Ice crib. All right? It's going down. Hopefully you're prepared. I know majority of you are, because I know how much you guys enjoy fantasy football. So I know you're ready. All right, so you're like, School, stop talking about updates. What are you going to talk about today for your show? Start this week off. What I'm going to talk about today. Hold up. Splish splash, I was taking a bath. What? You talking about, School? I'm talking about players I consider to be washed. These jokers is washed. All right? Now, when I'm talking about washed, this term, washed, all right, this describes an athlete who has lost their skills, has no future peak, or they're just running off of past success. All right? Now, when I mean by loss of skill, that means age. Nobody beats Father Time. I know TB12 did, but really, when it comes to sports, nobody beats Father Time. Okay? Age. Injury could be a loss of skill just through injury, or the talent just has faded. Next one, no future peak. I'm saying no one expects them to be good again. All right? Nobody expects them to be good. They're washed. And the last one is past success. These players once performed at a high level. And by anybody drafting these 3 players now, you're hoping they can come kind of close to it or bounce back. But I don't see it in the future for all 3 of these players. All right. We'll start with the first one. AK. Alvin Kamara. School, why do you think this player is washed? He is 31 years old. He plays running back. The decline usually starts about 28, 29 years old. You start seeing the decline in the running backs. And if anybody drafts him on Saturday as the RB1 or RB2, and I might even go on the limb and say RB3, you're betting against the decline curve. You're betting against Father Time. All right. His rushing efficiency fell off badly last year, folks. If you ain't peeping out in 2025, Kamara fell off badly. He averaged 3 yards per carry. He finished the year with 471 rushing yards, 1 TD in 11 games. Just to keep going, because we know Alvin Kamara is very talented, and in the past he showed why he was a hard draft pick. His reception production declined big time. He only had 33 receptions for 186 yards, no touchdowns. So it was bad. It was bad. The signs are there. Now, I think this Joker is washed and continue to be washed. His TD upside is in question. Now, why you say his TD upside? Why? Because Chris Olave or Shook or no. The Saints this offseason signed Travis Etienne. They signed him. He's in New Orleans now. He will be the primary RB1, even though he's going to be sharing with Kamara, but he's the RB1. And he will have that goal line role, all right? So just by Travis being there, that lowers Kamara's rush volume big time, all right? Another reason why I think this man is washed, he's 31. He's at injury risk. Big time injury risk. So, my biggest concern with Alvin Kamara is people be drafting him just off of name value. It looks good in your roster. Oh, I got Alvin Kamara. It's not the same Alvin Kamara from 4 to 5 years ago. All right? What you think he's going to do is not necessarily going to be his role. Kamara's PPR value used to come from massive reception. He had a high volume getting targeted. That's not going to happen anymore. All right? Realistically, the scenario I see happening, he's going to have a limited rushes to spell Travis Etienne, and he will be a specialized third down back, Alvin Kamara. That's what I see. So, my first player I feel that is washed, Alvin Kamara, New Orleans Saints. Let's transition to my second player. And this is my first tight end. And this man is a baller. I really don't like him, but he can play. He plays for those Baltimore Rats. The Baltimore Ravens, Mark Andrews. Once again, why I think he's washed. He is 31 years old. And if you draft him to be your starting tight end, what you're doing is really betting on a veteran to bounce back. And I don't see him bouncing back. All right? He's not going to bounce back and give you that prime production. I don't see it. Baltimore has drafted some nice weapons, and they also signed Isaiah Likely. And he will be on that field. Now, in 2020 and 2025, Andrews' production took a huge step backwards. He finished the year with 48 receptions, 422 yards, and 5 TDs. All those stats were career lows for Mark. All right? With all those new additions I just said, it's going to be a problem with the target volume. Now, over the past 2 years, he had 69 targets. Last year, he only had 70 targets. Okay? Remember, it's dropped. He had 8 straight seasons of massive targets. He had a total, he was averaged over 100 yards per league. Okay? Per season, I mean, not per league. His target volume is dropping, and it's dropping right from 2 years. 2 years ago, it was only 60 targets. Last year, it was only 70 targets. He has dipped big time. Now, like I said, new offensive coordinator coming in. It's an uncertainty there how Mark is going to be used. Isaiah Likely being brought in, there's an uncertainty how Mark is going to be used. Now, my biggest concern, Andrews' name value may be greater than his current fantasy value. Just his name. Now, I messed up. Likely's no longer in Baltimore. Rewind. He went to the Giants. So that kind of helps Mark a little bit, but I still think he's washed. All right? With all the talent, that target volume is going to be gone. Lamar might not target him in the end zone. So, in the actuality, he's going to need high target volume to not be washed. But I think he's washed. And I apologize. I forgot Likely's with the Giants. So just erase all of that. Still think Mark Andrews was washed. All right, let's transition to my last guy. Another tight end. And I respect this dude because he was on Menace's roster the first year I won a chip in beers. And I'm talking about Travis Kelce. Now, once again, I'm going to bring age into it. He is 37 years old. That's extremely old for an NFL pass catcher. He is old, 37. His efficiency has declined, okay? His average target used to be, his average target last season was 6 yards per target, how his routes. In the past, it was over 8, almost 10 yards per target. So that's declining. Now, my major concern when it comes to PPR, since that age, he's not moving. He's going to have fewer explosive plays. And you're going to need explosive plays for him to return value if you draft this man within the first 7 rounds. And I just don't see the explosive plays coming. All right? Next thing, he's coming off back-to-back subpar 1K seasons. In 2024, he only had 823 receiving yards. And last year, he only had 851 yards. Okay? Now, compared to 2012, in 2022, he had the lead. He finished the season with 12 TDs that year. He did his thing. The last thing is retirement is in this man's hands. More than likely, this is the last year you're going to see Travis suit up. This is the last hurrah. And I don't think he's going under bang. And the biggest thing, which I'm so mad I didn't say, his quarterback is coming back from a major injury. All right? We don't know what Pat's going to do. We don't know if Pat's going to be ready week 1. He might be ready, but is he going to be the same Pat right from the get? So that hurts. So here's my biggest concern with Travis Kelce. If you draft Kelce, you're hoping for a vintage Kelce season at his age. And them odds are not in your favor. He's 37. So he is washed. So ladies and gentlemen, I had to hop in real quick. Those are my 3 players I'm going to try to avoid. Not try. I will avoid. They're washed. You're just going off a name recognition if you pull the trigger early on these guys. Straight name recognition. These guys are washed. And Travis, I think this is his last year. So let's end this correctly, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I apologize for saying Isaiah Likely. He is no longer there. He's a Giant. All right? So, next Thursday, I'll be back here on another video. And I will try to figure something out. If you want me to talk about something, please text me. Put something in the chat. And I'll put something together. So here we go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Peace.